Yeah, that is so true. I had received a private message from someone who watches my channel regularly, watches all my videos, and they had sent me a message in that and said this, quote, "You know what you and buzzing off all my hair has really made me realize? No one really cares about your haircut," end quote. So I want to unpack that. I think that's very important. It's a simple concept, but I believe, should I button my, nah. I think it's very important to fathom that no one cares about your haircut. What's really helped inspire this for me and reinforce this concept is the video that I made for the guy who is gonna be married in 6 months and is worried that he'll be bald by the time his wedding day arrives. And I was saying in that video, as the groom, no one's looking at you. No one cares about you. All they care about is your bride, and your whole role is to tell her how beautiful she is and calm her down as she's getting nervous on the wedding day. You know, that something might go wrong and all that stuff, you know. What if the cake melts, or what if it rains, or whatever it is, right? No one is looking at the groom, and no one cares about the groom. All that matters is that the groom is there. So I was talking about that, and I really feel that just in general, this is how it works for us men. No one cares about our haircut. The only time that they might notice it or care about it is if it's bad. If our haircut is bad, then they'll notice. And by bad, that also means if we're noticeably balding and we make it seem like we're in denial about it. So anything to the likeness of a comb over. Or here in 2018, here's the good news. The good news is we are completely accepting and more reverent and more respectful, and actually we think shaving it all off is more attractive. That's something we think in 2018. The downside of that is if you don't have any hair on top and you look like Kevin Malone from The Office with just the side hair, Dr. Phil, that doesn't work anymore. If you've lost that much hair, you just shave it off. So that's a haircut someone would notice in a bad way. So again, no one notices your haircut unless it's bad. So the good news is, and I've noticed this with my wife, I can tell you, with my wife, who sees me every single day, back when I still did have hair, you know, because the last year and a half was really more of an experiment of, while I still have hair, let's see what I can still pull off with hairstyle. So I tried the disconnected part, I tried it kind of shorter, I tried it all these different ways, and I want to tell you something about my wife. She never noticed. The only thing she noticed, maybe like a couple hours later, said, "Oh yeah, you got a haircut, looks good." And then that's the last, if she even noticed. And one time I got, what she had told me was when we were in New Zealand, I had my hair like a number 2 guard here and then an inch and a half on top. It cut a certain way, which she said was the favorite haircut of mine that I ever had. And so years later, I took that picture and I said, make it exactly like the picture. She didn't even notice when I came home that I even had a haircut. And so having my wife, that's really taught me that people don't care about men's haircuts unless they're bad, or they may acknowledge that you got a haircut. If you go into school or the office the next day, they're like, "Oh yeah, you got a haircut, looks good." All they're really doing is just having something new to say. Instead of saying, "Hey, how's the weather?" or "nice shirt," it's like, "Oh, got a haircut, looks nice." People don't care about men's hair. People don't care about men's haircuts. And hopefully I've proven that less is more when it comes to hair. If your hair loss is bothering you, you're better off. And it's funny because I feel like to a certain degree, like there was an episode on Seinfeld where a guy, like, I guess pretends to be Jewish so that he can tell Jewish jokes. Like, I kind of feel that way a little bit with myself. Like, here I am, a guy who's not truly balding, but I'm totally rocking this bald identity and making it work and reaping all the benefits of it, you know, as I feel what's happening of that. And I'm not denying that, and I'm not even ashamed of it. And I'd say, join me is what I'd say. Whether you have hair on top or not, join me. Reap all the benefits of being the confident, tough-looking, cool guy without the hair is what I would say. But no one cares about men's haircuts. They don't. It's funny that men think that people care about, they don't. Men's identity is not in their hair, it's in all these other things, and so men like me know that, and we take advantage of that, and we focus on what we're good at, and we don't let it become part of our identity what we're not good at, but we acknowledge that we're in control of our emotions, and we move on with our life. In closing, what man should care about his haircut? Yeah, I guess a man who is on TV and has to worry about it. Like, so if you're Bradley Cooper and Matthew McConaughey and Joe McHale and you have to get a hair transplant to continue making money, well, fortunately that's not me. And fortunately, even if it was at this point, if somehow I became some famous YouTuber and I got a TV show, which even then, should I really be that excited about it? Because people don't watch TV. I was on TV a month ago. And you know how much that helped my subscribership or my views or my blog or anything? Zero. I have gained zero traffic since being on TV. People don't watch TV anymore. I'm more relevant as a YouTuber, and I know that. So for me personally, and probably for most of you, you're not gonna have to worry about your TV career being saved on account of you still having hair. In fact, I think it's that much more of an advantage to do this. I'm totally rocking it and it's working for me. What guy should care about his haircut and his hair? And I'm saying this with all due respect. Maybe if you're gay. And I'm saying that not to try to be funny. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm saying that because at first I had more subscribers that were gay. And I don't hear from them anymore. If you're still out there, I love you, man. It'd be good to hear from you sometime. But a lot of my gay subscribers had taught me something. That if you're a gay man, that your hair, it matters a whole lot to being attractive to other gay men. So I guess that's its own culture that matters, but my understanding is that most of you are not gay. Most of you have been very expressive to me about how much you want to attract females. So again, if you want to attract a female, get rid of the hair because you'll appear to be taller, more confident, more aggressive, and older. Don't forget, looking older is not a bad thing when you're attracting women. If you're only looking maybe 5 or 6 or 7 or 8, even 8 years older, women are attracted to men that they think that are older because it's in their minds that men who are older have more life experience and are more emotionally intelligent. And what do I keep saying? One of the most important things in life is that you control the breaker switch of your own emotions, that you realize that most of your life you've allowed other people to control your emotions, but you don't have to. You can be like Nick Shell and turn off your emotions and say, I'm not gonna let that guy who flipped me off in the interstate change my attitude or my perspective. I don't care. He's having a worse day than me. I don't care. I don't care what someone says, but I don't care that someone says my videos are boring or stupid or whatever and says that I'm obsessive. I don't care. I'm Nick Shell. And that's emotional intelligence. Women are attracted to men who are emotionally intelligent. Who else in the universe will tell you this but me? Nobody. I'm the only person who has the wisdom and is willing to share that with you. Women are attracted to emotionally intelligent men. Just think about this. Let me close with this. Let's just think about this. A woman looks at 2 men, and let's say they're equally attractive, whether they're both bald or whether they both have hair. They're equally physically attractive in the eyes of the world. Okay? And here's this one guy, and here's what the female sees. Man, all this stupid traffic everywhere. Man, I'm taking everywhere. I'm trying to get to where I'm wanting to go, and stupid idiot. Oh, man. All these idiots everywhere. Okay, here's the next guy who looks just as good. Driving on the date. A lot of traffic. Oh well, we'll get there when we get there. I'm just glad that we're together. I'm glad to get to spend time with you. See, that second guy was in control of the situation. Even though there were things he couldn't control, he was clearly in control. He was calm, and he's assertive when he needs to be. But a man who can't control his own emotions is like a toddler. Women don't want a younger guy. They want an older guy, or a guy who at least has the mentality of an older man, old enough to be in control of his own emotions, who can focus on what he can control and who doesn't focus on what he can't control. That much more of a reason why hair doesn't matter. Because a man who chooses to be bald is a man who is choosing to take control over something he can control, and that is his hair loss. He can control it by getting rid of hair loss. You're welcome. This has been a collection of different ideas to help you deal with hair loss. And in the end, less is more.